From the Atlantic coast to the shores of the Pacific, across fiery deserts and snow-capped mountains, stretches a nation of contrasts and unparalleled wonders. The United States, land of freedom and opportunity, represents a mosaic of landscapes and cultures that continues to amaze the world. For generations, this land has inspired dreams and ambitions, welcoming millions of people in search of a new life. Sparkling metropolises, dizzying canyons, ancient forests, and boundless prairies. The American territory is a canvas of incredible diversity, changing dramatically across its 50 states. In this video, we will take you to discover the 80 most extraordinary places in a nation that in just over 2 centuries has created a unique mosaic of nature and modernity. Welcome to the United States of America. Though it is a relatively young nation in world history, it has quickly shaped a unique and diverse identity, where indigenous traditions blend with influences from every corner of the planet. The vastness of the territory and the extreme variety of its ecosystems make it impossible to capture the American essence in a single trip, creating the eternal dilemma of what to see first. Today, we will guide you through 80 places that represent the most authentic and surprising soul of the United States of America. Let's begin. Arches National Park. The red desert transforms into a museum, while the sun illuminates over 2,000 rock formations that tower against the Utah sky. The sandstone arches tell a story millions of years old, shaped by wind and water with patient determination. Visitors walk among these natural sculptures, following trails that lead to Delicate Arch, the symbol of the state. Additionally, desert wildlife moves silently among the rocks, while botanists study plants that survive in this extreme environment. At night, the park reveals another face when stars form a luminous dome above the landscape. This national park represents the persistence of nature and its transformative power through time. Sequoia National Park. The trees rise toward the sky like natural skyscrapers, some growing for over 3,000 years. Sequoia National Park preserves these giants that have witnessed the rise and fall of human civilizations while remaining motionless in their realm. General Sherman stands as the largest tree on Earth, with a trunk that requires 15 people with outstretched arms to surround it. Typically, sequoias survive fires thanks to their thick bark that protects the tree's core. And in fact, they need fire to reproduce as flames open the cones and release the seeds. Black bears move among these colossi in search of food, while rangers guide visitors through forests where light barely filters down to the ground. The silence here is interrupted only by wind blowing through the high branches or the occasional sound of a pine cone falling to the ground after an 80-meter journey. New Orleans. In this city, jazz music resonates through the streets like a vital artery. The dry, humid air carries centuries of history, while passers-by catch the scent of fresh beignets and the sound of trumpets echoing in the distance. The French Quarter stands out with its characteristic wrought iron balconies and cobblestone streets that transport visitors to times past. However, it's after sunset that New Orleans reveals its true essence. On Bourbon Street, lights and laughter dominate the nightlife. The venues on Frenchmen Street, meanwhile, host musicians creating jazz melodies that seem to dance above the waters of the Mississippi. But New Orleans also retains an enigmatic side. The cemeteries with raised tombs and voodoo practices still represent a place where reality and mystery blend, similar to the fog that envelops the river in the early morning hours. The city, however, presents itself as a universe of its own, made of contrasts and unexpected revelations, where visitors immerse themselves in an atmosphere completely different from the rest of the world. Badlands National Park. The earth breaks into pinnacles and ridges that almost seem to belong to another planet, while the wind blows across the surrounding prairies. Fossils hidden in the sedimentary rocks reveal creatures that roamed here millions of years ago when the area was a tropical sea. Here, walkways are suspended between formations, from where you can observe how erosion continues to sculpt the landscape, day after day. Additionally, bison roam freely in the prairies, connecting the present to the past of these lands. Finally, among the arid rocks, small, colorful flowers and resilient plants find their space, bringing life and color to this harsh but fascinating landscape. San Francisco. Dominated by the majestic Golden Gate Bridge, it's a city rich in recognizable symbols and characterized by an extraordinary cultural fusion. The famous Red Bridge stands against the sky, representing not just an engineering feat, but the very soul of the city. The historic cable cars, meanwhile, tirelessly traverse the steep city slopes, offering passengers panoramic views of the bay and surroundings that change with every turn. These characteristic modes of transportation constitute a living connection to the city's past. Fisherman's Wharf, moreover, serves as the beating heart of port activity, where fishermen work from the first light of dawn, while tourists can savor freshly caught fish and seafood at the numerous stalls and restaurants lining the pier. The city also functions as an important artistic and cultural center, with institutions like the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art, or with various local theaters presenting a wide range of performances from classical ballet to the latest Broadway musicals. Finally, distinctive neighborhoods like the lively Chinatown and historic Castro reveal the metropolis's multiple faces, each with its own identity and unique past. Walking through these areas, one perceives how San Francisco remains a place where differences in progress move side by side, creating an urban environment in continuous evolution and open to new ideas.